The truth is like this. If you remember in Torah Zamra, the Rebbe says that you can actually change. The way to change is when you identify with the Nakuda Tova, that's who, then you identify who you really are. Why would you want to do an Aveira again? You're right. For the past, I'm identifying, okay, I screwed up, I messed up my whole life. But once I identify with that place, once I really, really appreciate that that's who I am, how could I want to do an Aveira again? That it's psychologically and emotionally, spiritually, in other words, in every way, the Torah says we are not really identifying our Nakuda Tova. Because if we really did, why would we want to do an Aveira? I identify with my Nakuda. When I'm in that place, I don't want to do an Aveira.
Right.
I forget, and that's what the Yetzer Hara does. He causes you to distract you and forget, and he puts something beautiful in front of you in order to distract you. And then, but when you really think about it, and these are the things I've been working on lately, and Hashem should help me, but it's been working so far. Is it worth it? I mean, and number one, and number two is, as beautiful as it is, it's not more beautiful than me. The whole reason why I want that beauty is because I don't see my beauty. If I saw my beauty, and my beauty, my real beautiful me, doesn't need that beauty. My beautiful me doesn't need any beauty in the world, doesn't need anything more than me. If I could just focus on my beautiful me doesn't need this. So it's been helping me, you understand? It's been Hashem should help me, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, I really believe that Rebbe Nachman's Eitzah of finding the Nakudas Tovos and identifying yourself with this, and constantly looking at yourself that that's who you really are, is a power. It's a power. It's not just a psychological way of looking at things, a perception. It's a power that gives you power to say no. It gives you power to because that's who I really am. Am I going to let myself be tainted? I'm beautiful. Why do I want another black spot on me? Why do I want to be shchayrani? I'm beautiful. I'm reminding myself of Na'ava. Yes, I screwed up. Yes, I did. But look, I'm still beautiful. Tzaddikim are melamed schos. The Eibush is melamed schos. So why don't I be melamed schos of myself? And why don't I use this as a power not to? But he's not really identifying it. The avodah is to identify with that place. And when you identify with that place, it becomes a power that is going to not allow you to do the bad that you're doing. So yeah, if you're doing it the wrong way, maybe eventually it will get you to that place, because you'll always have charata. Because what happens after the sin? After the sin, and that's when you do look into the Nakuda Tova, and you say, well, I put on film. And that's when you try to go to that place. So eventually, if you keep exercising, you build muscle. But if you're not exercising, you just cycle out. You know that if I work out every day, I can lose weight and build muscle. That's not good enough. The fact that you know that you have Nakudas Tovos in your thing and you don't identify with it, that doesn't build muscle. That's not making you lose weight. You need to actually use it. So yeah, I know the secret. The secret is I go to the gym and I build muscle. And here is the secret. I have a secret to build spiritual muscle. You know how I build spiritual muscle? With my tiny Nakudas Tovos. If I could really identify with them. But if I don't go to the gym and I don't exercise, then that's not a thing. I have Nakudas Tovos. I need to exercise. It's not easy because, you know why? Because we don't believe it. What's the challenge of changing my environment? I'm going to be alone. Everybody else is going. I'm not going to be alone, and I don't have. And so, and the other environment is not comfort zone to me. In other words, comfort zone are the people where I can be me, and the people where I can be me. The environment that I'm going to be in is not an environment that's going to be conducive to the me, to the me, but I can't let go because I'll be alone. So then I convince myself I can be in the environment and still be me. to a madrega, and that's also good. And I believe that that's also Nakudas Tovas. But the real place is, and this is what I'm finding lately, is that when I say no, I don't lose, I gain. By the way, it's a process. I'm telling you, it's a process. I'm telling you that it's an Eitzah. The advice is a real Eitzah. The Eitzah is to really love yourself. And who is the real you? The real you is not all of this. The real you is, if you were able to meet your real you, what do you think it would look like? The real you. The guy inside, the voice inside, the one underneath all the layers. What is that you? Who is that you? Anything like the you? No. Okay? I'm saying this to myself. The real me is nothing like the me. How do I know? Because when the times that the real me comes out, it's a stira. It's mamish. It's not, it's a contradiction. So most people don't let the real you come out, even when they feel the real you coming in. Whatever it is, they're inspired. That they say no, they block it because they don't want to live that hypocrisy. Maybe living hypocrisy will at least give you the choice to say, this is the real me. Not this is. Why are you saying this is the real me? You're saying this is the real me because the scale is outweighed by billions. This guy has so much merit to say this is who I am, and this guy has such little merit to say this is who I am. But the Rebbe is saying exactly the opposite. That scale is corrupt. That scale is wrong because that's not who you really are. This is who you really are. So if you identify with this, then this was just your meisim. This was just what you did. So you're right. We got to do the cheshbon of what you did. But who are you? You are. Go back and look at even in the Averis, how many meisim you did good. How many times you were in the biggest challenges and you still put on film. How many times in the biggest challenges, even if you didn't put on film, you were kind to us. Where did that kindness come from? Came from the goodness in you. The goodness in you is the Jew, the Jew in you, the good. And if you identify that that is who I am, even though but my meisim are okay, you did bad meisim, but that's not who you really are. When the prosecutor comes and says, you know who you are? You are a Baltaiva, and you say, yes, I'm a Baltaiva. Not true. The real you is not about Taiva. The real you is good. The Baltaiva was because there's a void in you, because you were traumatized when you were a kid. The defense is going to bring you a defense there, and you're going to say, this is not, what's going to be the defense? When you come up to Yom, then what's your defense? That it wasn't you. And what are you going to say? No, it was me. No, this is me. What are you? Responsibility for the actions? Yes. But that's not who I am. Murder, but you're not. Just because you did the action doesn't define who you are. That's what we're saying here. And if you really believe that, it'll change your life. And I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about me too, and everybody. If we really believe that the real me is my Nakuda Tova, that's who I really am. That's who I really am. This is not who I am. That's action. Now, it doesn't mean I shouldn't take responsibility. But once I really believe that this is who I am, then I'm going to be able to do tshuva properly on what I did wrong. And I'm going to be able to prevent myself from going back to the wrong, because I'm going to remind myself, who are you? Oh, you're this guy. This guy doesn't want to do that. And you remind it, and that's what a tzaddik is. That's really what a tzaddik is, that the real him and the reality him are the same him. Who are you? Who are you? You know who you are? You are your goodness. The goodness in you is who you really are. All the other things, think about it. Where does the anger, frustration, disappointment, all the things about other people that we blame and complain about, they're all coming from the person, from not really being the real me, because I'm hurt, because I'm letting myself be hurt by stupidity. I'm letting myself be hurt, and that hurt conditions me that this guy talked to this way, and this guy talked to this way, and my wife this way. But stupidity, that's not who you are. That's your ego that you're protecting. Who's the ego? Not the ego is nobody. The ego is the child that doesn't want to get hurt. The child is protected. So who are you? That's the real you is the person, the pure you. The pure you that had, when you were a baby, did you get hurt? Did you? No. You were pure, 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 pure. We got tainted. That made us black and black and black. But if I look for the beauty, if I look for the dot that wasn't blackened, and there are dots that weren't black, and I say that this is who I am, and I identify that this is who I am, then I can have the ability to rectify all the things that I did that wasn't who I am, and also going forward, not fall into the same rut of the other guy, because I'm not the other guy. That's not who I am. I'm really Malach. I'm not Galach. I'm really Malach. It's fascinating, and it's not just psychological. It's an actual power. The question is, do we want to tap into that power? What are we scared of? Why don't, I'll tell you me, we don't want to tap into that power because we're scared of letting go, and letting go of what we got comfort from, the drinks. We're addicted. You understand? Everybody's an addict. We are addicted to a certain place of comfort when we don't feel good about ourselves. And we're not feeling good. So we're afraid to really feel good about ourselves because we have a known place of comfort of where we don't feel good, when we don't feel good about ourselves, that we go to. But if we believe, and we can really believe that we can have comfort, much bigger comfort, and much more delightful comfort in a place that it's just unknown to us, and we so gave up on ourselves that we don't believe that we have the ability to sustain that place. So we think we're always going to fall back to that place, and we say, okay, throw in the towel, let's go to the place. This is what we're really going through. I do remind myself of who I am. I get power. I get power, and it just, I feel like I get strength. I get strength. It's mamash power. It's power. And Hashem should help me that I should continue being able to be strong and have that power. I want to be giving myself. I want to live. This is what giving yourself is. Nekudas Tovos is giving myself. Who am I? I'm feeding a monster. I'm feeding something that's not even me. I don't want to be this guy. This is what I would do. If I had to die today, is this the guy I want to die like? No way. This is, even when I was not going to say no to it. When? You know, that bottom line is, I know the place. I know the struggles. Trust me, I'm there, and I'm not better. And every day's a battle, and every day's a risk, because I'm an addict, and I'm in rehab, and I'm trying my best. I'm using this, but it is a power. The part that I want to tell you is, it's not just a psychological thing. It's a power that if you can really breathe for a second and feel, you know, my delicious me. Look at the real you for a second. Just breathe in, close your eyes, and go to the places of the real you. You know the real you, and feel that person, and don't just let him visit on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. You know what I'm saying? Let him visit now for a second, just for a second, and then feel him and say, oh, you're such a nice guy. This is my guy. You're my guy. Guy, the real you, he sits in the corner. Most of the time, he's sitting in the corner, locked up, trapped, and doesn't get any recognition. Zero. You want to talk about alone? This guy's alone. You think you're alone? This guy's alone. You don't see him. You don't see your child. That's your child. That's the inner child that's inside you. The child that's really, really yearning to be and to have a delightful life. And we deny that child for what? For something that we think